Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. The most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 5th of December. The first important news that is RBI rationale behind the introduction of e-rupee. This is from the text and context page of the Hindu. Second, India's Digital Inequality Report 2022, which is released by the Oxfam. Third, OPEC plugs to continue output despite the sanction on Russia. Fourth, poor soil management will erode the food security. This is an editorial from the Hindu. And the other editorial, today I'll be discussing two editorial. So the second editorial is from the Indian Express, Recrafting India's Nutritional Initiative. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the revision purposes, and these type of practicing of question will definitely help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before I begin this session, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. Starting the session with the first news, that is RBI rationale behind the introduction of e-rupee, something important for General Studies Paper 3 under the subtopic, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization of resources, growth and development. Recently, the Reserve Bank of India has launched the digital rupee on a pilot basis. I have also discussed the news in detail, but here we'll be looking into some of the other important aspects that is relevant for the examination purposes. This will help you for both prelims and mains examination. The digital currency will offered in select group of the public and private bank, which will have basically initially it will be started in the cities, metropolitan cities and other level of cities, which can be used for person to person and person to merchant transaction. About the digital rupee or the digital e-rupee is a central bank digital currency issued by the RBI, which means it has the same ledger capacity which actually the physical currencies have. It is similar to the physical cash as you hold in your wallet, except that the e-rupee is electronically and the digital wallet that has been overseen by the Reserve Bank of India. The digital rupee is recognized as a legal tender by the RBI. So this is a keyword that to be noted. It's a legal tender. Thus, it has to be accepted by everyone in the country as a medium of exchange, right? For most places, once you visit, the people tend to refuse take payment from UPI and other sort of payment, saying that they do not accept it. And some people even basically completely deny that they are not accepting this kind of payment. But now, after becoming a legal tender, everyone will be obliged to take and accept the payment through e-rupee. However, it is different from the deposit that you hold in the bank. Unlike deposit, which are paid with the interest, the digital rupee is in your wallet that are not paid any interest by the central bank. जिस तरह से आप रुपीस रख रहे हैं अपने बैंक अकाउंट में, उसमें कुछ इंटरेस्ट आपको मिलती है, बट डिजिटल रुपीस जो आप रखेंगे उसमें कोई इंटरेस्ट की प्रोविजंस नहीं. Deposit held in the bank can be converted into digital rupee and vice versa. Now, what is the need of digital rupee in India and how the thing has evolved? So the RBI believe that the digital rupee will make the rupee more attractive as a currency to the users when compared to cryptocurrency. अगर बात करें cryptocurrencies की, पिछले कुछ सालों में, even for the last 3 to 4 years, the demand for cryptocurrency is rising. Although India में categorically कोई regulations नहीं है और RBI ने इसे अभी लाने से मना किया. Cryptocurrency has been reviewed as many investors as an alternative to fiat currencies, which progressively lose value over the time due to debasement by the central bank. कई central banks ने इसे refuse किया. The RBI also believes that the digital rupee will be easier and more economical to produce as compared to physical cash notes. More importantly, transaction carried out using digital rupee in contract to the payment transaction is more easily trackable by the authorities. अब क्या क्या रिस्क होंगे जो डिजिटल रुपीस के साथ इन्वॉल्व होंगे? बेसिकली व्हेन यू हैव समथिंग डिजिटलाइजेशंस, उसके पोस्ट हमें यूटिलाइजेशंस के साथ साथ जो नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स हैं उन्हें भी समझने की ज़रूरत है. The introductions of central bank digital currency will basically give an international recognition, and some worries that are attached is that it could disrupt the banking system also if it is like hacking process type place. When interest rate offers by the bank are low, people may be more prone to converting the bank deposit to digital currencies since they would not lose out much of the interest and incoming by making it a SIFT. It should be noted that the ability of the bank to create loan is influenced by the amount of cash and they hold in the vaults. दिस इज बिकॉज कैश पोजिशंस की अगर बात करें वो डिटरमाइन करती है बैंक की एबिलिटी को और कितनी वो जो लोन के दायरे हैं उसको बढ़ा सकते हैं. सो लोन बुक एक्सपेंशन इज डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द अमाउंट दैट इज देयर विद द बैंक, द लिक्विडिटी जितनी ज़्यादा है उनके पास. कीपिंग दिस द रिस्क ऑफ द बैंक रनिंग अंडर द कंट्रोल. कुछ एडवांटेजेस की अगर बात करें, द डिजिटल रूपी कुड ऑल्सो प्ले अ क्रूशियल रोल इन इंडियन ट्रांजिशन टूवर्ड्स अ कैशलेस सोसाइटी. And a rise in the uses of digital rupee could eventually free bank from maintaining the sufficient cash before expanding their loan. Now, what do the criticism says and what is the opinion of the stakeholders? Now, the critics say that they are not interested by the idea of digital rupee. The point to power the digital currencies gives central bank the supervised economic activity, and it believed that this could be a deterrent to the economic growth and if legitimate economic activities are deemed illegal by the government. तो कई अभी भी ऐसे जगह हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात की जाए, फिनेंशियल लिटरेसी की बात की जाए, दैट इज स्टिल लैकिंग इन आवर कंट्री, राइट. 60% ऑफ आवर पॉपुलेशन रिसाइड इन अर्बन एरिया. तो वहाँ पे हमें लोगों को जागरूक करने की ज़रूरत है. The future of the central bank currencies is an alternative private cryptocurrency that may be overbought. Private cryptocurrencies has been found demand among certain investors not simply because of the digital part, rather than thought to be better stored for the value, exhibiting more stable purchasing power than the fiat currencies. Now moving to the other news, that is India's Digital Inequality Report 2022, something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subsection that is Welfare Schemes for the Vulnerable Section of the Population by the Centre and the State Government. According to the new Oxfam India report, the report is titled by the name India Inequality Report 2022, that is the digital divide. The report is released by Oxfam. If you're writing in mains paper, you can directly quote the name of the NGO. Oxfam is basically an NGO. So what does the report say? The report says that Indian women are 15% less likely to own a cell phone or mobile phone, and 33% of them are less likely to use mobile internet than men. So the comparison is between the male and female, and this is with regards to the internet uses. Now the report analyzed the primary data from the Center of Monitoring Indian Economy and Household Survey that held for 2018 and December 2021. Women constitute only 1/3 of the internet user in our country. वाइडेस्ट जेंडर गैप की अगर बात करें किस स्टेट्स में किस तरह की जेंडर गैप है, मैं आपको आगे उसके बारे में भी बताऊंगा. एज पर द फाइंडिंग टू द स्टडीज इन एशिया पैसिफिक, इंडिया फेयर द वर्स्ट with the widest gender gap of 40.4%. Factually an important point which you can use in the mains paper. The report points out that the rural-urban divide is also there. Despite the registration of significant divide growth rate of 13% on year-to-year basis, only 31% of the rural population user in India, compare करें अगर से, तो 31% of the rural population of the internet compared to 67% of the urban population, right? So these are again the divide that is evident of the fact. Now state internet penetrations की अगर बात करें, कुछ ऐसे स्टेट्स जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा इंटरनेट यूजर्स हैं. अमंग द स्टेट, महाराष्ट्र हैज़ द हाईएस्ट इंटरनेट पेनिट्रेशन फॉलोड बाय गोवा एंड केरला. Now, the worst performance in this include Bihar, that has the lowest internet users, followed by Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. As per the NSS survey, only about 9% of the students who were enrolled in any courses access to computer with have internet, and 25% enrolled student do not have access to any kind of devices or internet. So this is the ground reality about India. The digital push driven by the pandemic resulted India's experiencing the digital number with real-time digital transaction in 2021, that is about 48.6 billion. Now, this is an image, a graph that will give you an idea about the internet penetration in India. So the total is 36%. और अर्बन एरिया की बात करें उसमें 51% अर्बन के पास है, 27% इन द रूरल एरिया. एंड केरला अबोंग, अगर बात करें महाराष्ट्र के बाद, केरला एक ऐसी जगह है जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा इंटरनेट पेनिट्रेशन देखी गई है. फॉर्मल फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज की अगर बात करें, in the rural area, the tendency to use the formal financial service is lowest in the SC household compared to the ST household and the OBC household. So this is the survey which was there by the Oxfam. ये जितनी डेटा है जो Oxfam के रिपोर्ट है उसके मुताबिक बताई जा रही है. The livelihood of the access of the computer is more for the general, and OBC and ST/SC population are the less user of the internet as well as for the computers. Now, according to the UN E-Participation Index 2022, which is a composite measures for three important dimensions, namely the online services, telecommunication being second, and third is the human capital, India की जो ranking है वो 105 है. Right? This is again an important factual information. और religious के term पे देखें तो 6 has the highest likelihood of having the computer, followed by Christian, Hindus, and lastly being the Muslim. Moving to the other news, that is OPEC Plus to continue the output despite the sanctions on Russia. This news is important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. The major oil producing countries led by Saudi Arabia and Russia has recently agreed to maintain their current output level in a climate of uncertainty and ahead of a fresh sanctions against Russia coming into force for the next week. The decision was taken by the OPEC Plus alliance that was taken uncertainty over Chinese demand and Russia's supply. So sanctions के बावजूद भी जो supply chain है वो अभी भी चालू है, खास करके OPEC countries, major oil producing countries के साथ. The representative of the 13 members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries or OPEC, led by Riyadh, decided to stick to their course and agreed in October for the production's cut of 2 million barrels per day until 2023. The next OPEC Plus ministerial meeting is scheduled for June 4, 2023. Now, what is OPEC Plus? अगर बात करें OPEC Plus की, that was created way back in 2016 when OPEC country decided to ally with other oil producing countries output grouping to cut the global output for the oil. And it refers to 23 oil producing countries जिसमें 13 member countries हैं OPEC के, that is Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Algeria, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Gambia, Nigeria, Republic of Congo and Venezuela. So ये 13 member countries हैं. बाद में जो 10 और countries जुड़े हैं जिसे OPEC Plus के नाम से जाना जाता है, that include Russia, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Brunei, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Mexico, Oman, South Sudan and Sudan. Saudi Arabia is the largest oil producing country among all the OPEC members, and Russia, which produce oil, then the Saudi Arabia play a crucial role in OPEC, influencing the global crude oil prices. Now, latest development की अगर बात करें, recently the European Union, the G7 grouping and Australia has agreed that 60% barrel price cap on Russia will be there, जो Russian oil है, which will be effect very soon, and it will prevent the seaborne shipment of Russia's crude to European Union, which account for two-thirds of the block oil importing from Russia and attempt to derive Russia from the war chest with $1 billion. तो सारी पेमेंट यूरोज में होती है बिकॉज मोस्टली यूरोपियन यूनियन कंट्रीज है तो रशिया मेक अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉफिट आउट ऑफ इट. Now, Russian stand, Russia government की क्या stand है? Russia has said that to suspend deliveries to the countries abiding by the price cap will have put some of the various uncomfortable positions, and Russia might have reiterated about leveraging the influence with the OPEC Plus to push more productions cut to the road, exacerbating the global energy crisis. तो अगर रशिया ने सप्लाई चेन बंद की तो इसके डिस्ट्रप्शंस ईयू के साथ साथ और मेंबर कंट्रीज में भी हो सकती है. Now, moving to the first editorial. Today, there's two editorials. The first editorial, that is poor soil management will erode the food security. Something important for General Studies Paper 3 under the subtopic, that is issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies, minimum support prices, public distribution system. Also, this editorial is important for General Studies Paper 2 where government policies and intervention are concerned. So what we'll be looking into this editorial, first talking about the theme. Theme is about the soil management and the food security. There are some important issues. The first is awareness about the soil degradation and its consequences, India's conservation strategy, soil health card, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, and the way forward. So healthy soil are essential for our survival because we get all the food, all the agriculture produced with the help of the soil, and they support healthy plant to growth to enhance both human nutrition and water percolations to the mainland of the ground level. Soil help us to regulate the planet climate by storing carbon and even the second largest carbon sink after the ocean. Again, a factually important point for the prelims examination point of view. Now, they help to maintain a landscape that is more resilient to impact the droughts and floods. Awareness about soil की बात की जाए, basically every year, that is the day for today, 5th of December is celebrated as World Soil Day. And this is a guiding theme for 2022, that is the soil where food begins is means to have raised awareness. कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ों की अगर बात करें, द इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ द सॉइल्स उसके बारे में जिक्र की गई है इस थीम के थ्रू. इकोसिस्टम कैसे काम कर रही है, हाउ ह्यूमन वेलबींग बाय अट्रैक्टिंग द ग्रोइंग चैलेंजेस इन द सॉइल मैनेजमेंट, encouraging the societies to improve their soil health, and last but not the least is advocating for sustainable management of the soil. Now, soil degradation और उसकी consequences की अगर बात करें, today there is a nutrient loss and the pollution significantly threat loss, thereby undermining the nutritional food supply in the global supply chain. The main driver contributes to soil degradation and industrial activities which include mining, waste, agriculture, fossil fuel extractions, processing of transport emissions, and these are the reason behind the soil nutrient loss and soil erosions leaching to basically also lead to leaching, burning of the crop residues. Soil degradation is one of the forms that affects 29% of India's land area, and this threatens the agriculture productivity, in situ biodiversity conservations, water quality and socio-economic well-being of the land dependent communities. तो यहाँ से डायरेक्ट आपके लिए प्रॉब्लम्स पे भी सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं कि क्या क्या कॉन्सिक्वेंशियल थ्रेट हो सकते हैं सॉइल डिग्रेडेशन. Now, India's conservation strategy की अगर बात करें, Government of India is implementing 5 prolonged strategy which include making soil chemical free, saving soil biodiversity, enhancing soil organic matter, maintaining the soil moisture, mitigating the soil degradations, and preventing the soil erosion. So these are the important points specifically for your mains examination. Soil health card schemes government ने लाई इसी conservation efforts के through. Earlier the farmer lacked information about the soil type, soil deficiency and soil moistures. So to address this problem, Government of India has launched soil health card scheme in 2050, and this uses to access the current status of soil health when over the time determine the soil health. The SHC displayed the soil health indicators and associated with descriptive terms using the guiding factor to make necessary and soil amendments. प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना की अगर बात करें, one of the pertinent initiative that include Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. This aims to prevent soil erosion, regeneration of natural vegetations, rainwater harvesting, and recharging of groundwater table. So these are some of the major component and aim of the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. And the other important mission is National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. The National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture has a scheme for promoting indigenous practices such as organic farming and natural farming, which will help to reduce the dependency on chemicals and also for the agri input, decreasing the monetary fund on the small holder farmer. जिनके पास small land holdings है, उन farmers को इससे काफी ज्यादा help मिलेगी. Now, what is the way forward in this context? The policy need to strengthen the communication channel between the academia, policymakers, society, and identifying the management and restorations of soil degradations, as well as adopting an anticipatory measure in this regard. This will facilitate the disseminations of timely and evidence-based information in all relevant stakeholders. The greater cooperations and partnership are central to ensure the availability of knowledge sharing to successful practices, universal access to clean and sustainable technologies, leaving no one behind. Moving to the next editorial, that is the nutritional challenge, something important for general studies paper 2, that is welfare schemes for the vulnerable section of the population by the center and the state government. So, what are the important theme under this editorial? The first is the NRHM, that is National Rural Health Mission. Food security और nutrition की बात की गई है. Some of the important issues under this editorial include the National Rural Health Journey, National Family Health Survey 5 के बारे में बात करेंगे, Principle of Nutritional Success and the way forward. Now, the Registrar General of India has confirmed that India's maternal mortality rate was 97 during 2018 to 20, and it was in 2001-2003 के टाइम में ये 301 थी, जो अभी काफ़ी ज़्यादा कम हुई है. The infant mortality rate in 2005 was 58, and in 2020-21 it is only 27. So the pace has declined. However, the gained momentum for post 2005 चीजें improve हुई है, but there are a lot of things that need to be done from the government, stakeholder, and even we as an individual. National Rural Health Journey की अगर बात करें, this was launched in 2005. That provide accessible, affordable healthcare through public primary health infrastructure, and it provides secondary and tertiary services, right, alongside the private capacity to ensure good service effective rates. Unfortunately, allocation से अगर बात की जाए NRHM में, जो नेशनल रूरल हेल्थ मिशन है वो उस पेस से नहीं है जिस पेस से पॉपुलेशन बढ़ी है, बट इट सीम्स टू हैव अ पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑन मेनी इंडिकेटर्स. First, National Rural Health Mission has a clear thrust on crafting the credible public system in the public health, community connect, human resources capacity, and financial resources were available at all levels. Second, the center, state, and local government partnership with civic society, full involvement of the frontline worker was thrust, and planning has begun from below. Community monitoring was again the civil society led. Third approach was pragmatic to provide diverse state specific intervention, जहाँ पे decentralization पे focus की गई, इस process को बढ़ाया गया, and states come up with their annual plans on the basis of district health plan that have become the norms. Fourth, that is institution building was facilitated to work towards पंचायत, जहाँ पे specific hospital management committees बनाई गई ताकि वो ground level पे काम कर पाए. Civil society was engaged in the community action through Population Foundation of India. Professional were also brought to improve the progress. तो जहाँ पे private participation की जरूरत हुई उसे भी incorporate की गई. Now 60% of the fund were used and spent on the district level. United grants were available to each and every district of the health institution. National Family Health Survey 5 की अगर reports को देखें, this survey which reports that 35.5% of the children under 5 are stunned, 19.3% children are wasted, 32.1% children are underweight. These are unacceptable rates And basically, the Poshan Abhiyan through the initiative still do not address the institutional decentralization, and public yet had to make the changes. Now कुछ प्रिंसिपल बताए गए हैं न्यूट्रिशनल सक्सेस के लिए, एंड दीज आर मोस्ट ऑफ द सिग्निफिकेंट पॉइंट इन दिस एडिटोरियल जो आपको आपके मेंस के आंसर लिखने में बहुत हद तक मदद करेगी. सो मेक श्योर you take the note of this point. First is let the Gram Panchayat, Gram Sabha, Women Collective and Livelihood Missions and other community organization to be responsible for education, health, nutritional skill and diversity livelihood. पंचायत लेड कमिटीज़ की ज़रूरत है जो कि इन सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स को देखेंगी ब्लॉक लेवल पे, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे और अलग अलग लेवल्स पे. ऑपरेशनल विलेज प्लानिंग प्रोग्राम to have a progress in decentralization financial of resources, allowing stimulation and intervention for wider determination of nutrition, access for additional caregivers with capacity development to ensure household visit intensity monitoring through the nutritional outcome, and encouraging diverse of the local food including the millets. India is a country which has the highest millet production और इस ईयर को इंटरनेशनल ईयर ऑफ मिलेट्स पे डिक्लेयर किया गया. Now, ensure availability of basic drugs and the equipment of the healthcare growth and monitoring of each village. Intensify the behavioral change in communication, institutionalizing the monetary health days for every Anganwadi workers to connect with the parental involvement. Creating of a platform where adolescents, girl villages for empowerment of diverse livelihood through skill. तो स्किल डेवलपमेंट पे खासा जोर देने की बात की गई है. Decentralization district plan based on village plan that should be the basis of intervention to ensure the Anganwadi phase with no deficit like building and no unified resources. Move to have leaving no one behind, right based approach to ensure universal coverage under 6, and adolescents, girl and pregnant women of all need should be taken care, and they should be also so provided with monetary support. Now, way forward की अगर बात करें इस context में, the multidisciplinary of alter nutrition makes it imperative that ICDS is a revamp to converge the health, education, water sanitation, food security for all local government at umbrella level. Basically एक ऐसी संस्थान बनाने की ज़रूरत है, ग्राउंड लेवल पे ऐसे काम करने की ज़रूरत है कि ये सारी चीज़ों को जो एड्रेस कर पाए. Technology can be the best means to monitor the outcome of the local. Even panchayat community organization can be the best people who can make an awareness. The nutritional challenge in the women empowerment is again a big issue that has to be addressed. It requires behavioral change in the favor of exclusive breastfeeding, natural food instead of junk food, clean water and sanitation. So बहुत ऐसी pregnant women है that because of the paucity of the amenities that they are not having, the reason being they are being landing to some other places. तो उन महिलाओं को सुरक्षित बेसिकली नेचुरल फूड्स, जंक फूड से बचाने की ज़रूरत है, क्लीन वाटर प्रोवाइड करने की ज़रूरत है, प्रॉपर सैनिटेशन जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हाइजीन की स्पेक्स होती है उसे भी ध्यान में रखने की ज़रूरत है. सो दिस इज हाउ द वे फॉरवर्ड कैन बी कंक्लूडेड. Moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of Saturday questions. For the first question, the correct option is C. For the second question also, the correct option is C. Today's MCQ for practice, आपको बताना है World Sustainable Development Summit के बारे में. It's an annual flagship summit organized by the Greenpeace. The summit was redefining our common futures, safe and secure environment for all. Do check it out for the correct option और इसके बारे में आप थोड़ा और डिटेल में भी पढ़ सकते हैं. Second is structure, Shramik Shakti Manch. It's a dynamic portal for job mapping of the skill of the Shramik MSME industries across the country. The portal uses algorithm, artificial intelligence tools and provide analysis on skill mapping of the Shramiks. So इस तरह की गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स भी कई बार आपके एग्जाम के लिए रेलेवेंट होती है. You can practice this question. Will be definitely providing you an edge for the upcoming prelims examination. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.